Back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about high yield savings accounts, the reason you should use them, the logic behind them, how much you can earn out of these. And I'm also going to give you at the end the high yield savings account that I have been waiting for, hoping that is going to be out pretty soon, guys. They said 2023, so it should be pretty soon when the new savings account is up. But again, I'm hoping for that very, very soon. So high yield savings account, what is a high yield savings account? Now, on a national average, banks pay about a 0.35, 0.3 APY, which is an annual percentage yield on savings accounts. That means money that you have literally sitting idle in the bank. They're paying about a 0.3 is the average. A majority of the larger institutions are paying a 0.1 or 0.01. So you are literally making nothing on your savings account. Now, a high yield savings account in return can earn 3, 4, possibly even higher when it comes to a savings account. So you can see almost being 10x the industry average on a high yield savings account. Now, with that being said, guys, keep one thing in mind. There is not going to be a savings account that is actually going to yield a bigger return than paying off debt. Again, referring back to Dave Ramsey and his baby steps. Step number 1, save $1,000 for that emergency fund. Step number 2, pay off your debt. There's no reason to be looking around for a high yield savings account or savings accounts in general if you're sitting on an exorbitant amount of credit card debt, because the benefit is going to be exponentially higher if you're paying off that credit card debt versus leaving money in that savings account short of that $1,000. We know credit cards on average are about 23%, where again, you're earning 3 or 4% on a savings account. But let's say you have the debt paid off. So boom, we have no more debt. The car payments are gone. The credit card payments are gone. All of the bills that are the monthly liabilities are gone. Short of the home, we're saving the home for really that last point. This is where you get into your emergency fund. So the emergency fund is essentially 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. Once you've done your budget and you know exactly dollar amount wise what your average is kind of month to month, this is where you're going to be saving 3 to 6 months. So for a majority of people, it is going to be about probably 8 to 12, maybe $8 to $15,000 that you're going to be storing in this savings account. Now we know as inflation continues to increase, things are getting more expensive. We're seeing bigger price tags when it comes to food, consumer goods. When it comes to getting anything currently, it is a lot more expensive. So what you want to do with a high yield savings account is actually hedge a little bit of the inflation, meaning that you are going to have the ability to actually get some money back on the money that you have saved sitting in your emergency fund. So if you just use a general balance of about $10,000, let's say you're earning about 3% APY, which again is a little bit as of today. On the lower side, you get about $300 per year. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but looking on the national average, you would get about $3. That is right, guys, if not a little bit lower when you look at national banks, which again is literally almost nothing. But again, you get a couple $100 on $10,000, 3% would be about $300 a year. With that being said, when you look at your bills, think of what $300 in a year could pay for, whether that's, 3 months of a cell phone bill, your internet subscription. There's a lot of different aspects that you can really focus on. And I mean, systematically lowering the bills that you have is the best way. But again, getting a return on the savings account is what we're looking for here. So how do you choose the best one? There are really a couple things you have to look at, guys, and this is very imperative to really read the fine print, because there are a lot that, one, require a minimum balance. Most of them are $5,000 or more within that high interest savings account. If you fall below that $5,000, a lot of times there are charges, there are service fees, there are things of that nature that they are going to require you to pay. Now, of course, that is going to take away from the APY that they're giving you for these high yield savings accounts. If you're paying a monthly fee for a savings account, it is going to cut into essentially what you're going to earn. Now, there are a lot of institutions that do not charge anything. And again, other ones that waive minimum balances. Shop around, look beyond the well-known banks, guys, the Comerica's, the Chase banks, the Bank of America's. Look at smaller institutions, look at credit unions. Credit unions have traditionally paid a lot higher than we see from the national banks. They have good rates, they have good features, lower deposit requirements or no deposit requirements, and no fees for the savings accounts at all. Now, another thing we want to touch on is most of the highest APYs that you are going to find when it comes to savings accounts, when it comes to CDs, certificates to deposit, are going to be online banks. The reason before that, guys, is online banks don't have the cost, of course, brick mortar staff, actually having the buildings, which is some of the reasons why some of the best interest rates are online. Now, you also do have to have a sense of a sense of technology with that, and also being okay with everything being online, deposited online, withdrawals online, customer service online, without having the ability to actually walk into a physical location. For a lot of people, again, it does make it a little more taxing, especially if you are part of the older generation that is a little bit more leery about literally just putting your money in an account that you monitor online with very, very minimal or no kind of connection to it short of your computer or your cell phone. Now, are high yield savings safe? This is one of the biggest questions that I get, guys. Yes, almost every single one, banks, credit unions, things of that nature, are insured by the FDIC or the NCUA up to $250,000 per depositor. Some of them, depending on the structure of the account, could actually be much higher than that. But that way, even if an institution does happen to fail, which I know recently within the news, we've seen one or two that have went that way. But ultimately, guys, again, they are protected, and you want to make sure that they are protected from the NCUA or from the FDIC. That way, you know your money is safe. That way, you know that your money is secured within those institutions, and you really don't have to worry about it. Now, some of the highest paying ones, guys, I'm just going to run through kind of the quick list over here. Is one of the highest ones is Citizens Online Savings Account, guys. They're coming in at 4%. We have Discover, we have American Express Savings, even have a few other ones that are coming in at about 3.5%. Citibank 3.85. We have Marcus from Goldman Sachs and SoFi, both coming in at 3.75. But my ultimate winner, the one we have been waiting for, is through M1 Finance, guys. I have a link down below. I do my investing there. I do my banking there. I also do my savings there. They have a launching in 2023, maximize your money with a high yield savings account, which is exactly what we're going on about. FDIC insured at 4.5%. I did not find a high yield savings account that yielded a higher balance than the 4.5%. In addition, guys, when you're an M1 Plus member with them, their APY on their checking account is 3.30. I know I don't use debit cards whatsoever, but even if you have money within that checking account, you are going to get rewarded. And it also does allow you to have 1% cash back on the debit card transactions that you have with them. They have a lot of really cool products and services, guys. Again, if you're interested, check them out. They are phenomenal. I've used them for 7 years at this point. Definitely, this is where I have my money. This is where I have my emergency fund. This is where I have my 6 months of savings to ensure that not only am I kind of hedging inflation with that 4.5% high yield savings account that they're going to be offering, but I want to make sure, again, that I'm trying to stay as close as possible as the Fed continues to raise rates to really protect the balances that I have. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.